So good afternoon. It's 19th May 2021. All of us are locked in because of this pandemic, which has engulfed our country. We pray to God to, ease our sufferings and just, bring us out of this pandemic and this problem which we are facing nowadays. In the last lecture, we discussed drama. Like I told you, we discussed what is a drama, what is the brief history of drama. We discussed what is a comedy, what is a tragedy, and then I gave you a list of some famous English dramatists. And after that, we discussed the main terms. Although there are a large number of terms which are used when we discuss a drama, but we discussed some of the main terms, around 7 or 8 terms we discussed in the last lecture. Now we will move on to the next lecture, which is the drama written by G.B. Shah. The name of the drama is Arms and the Man. But before we start the drama, we should know something about this writer who is very famous in English literature. I will share my screen with you. Yes, here it is. So I hope you can see the screen now. George Bernard Shaw. George Bernard Shaw used to call himself Bernard Shaw. You can see the years of his birth in front of you, the year of his birth, that is 1856, and the year of his death, that is 1950. So we will discuss the biography of this great dramatist first in this lecture, and then in the second lecture, in part 3, we will discuss the drama Arms and the Man. So here is the first slide in front of you. The first slide I have titled it About the Playwright. We discussed the term playwright in the last lecture. I told you that somebody's a writer who writes plays is called a playwright, right? George Bernard Shaw, or G.B. Shaw, or just Shaw, what we call, he was born on 26 July 1856 in Dublin, Ireland. So basically, by birth, George Bernard Shaw is an Irish writer because he was born in Ireland. I hope I am not very fast. I try to be slow because I want you people to listen to each word which I utter in front of you. So he was born on 26 July 1856 in Dublin, Ireland. The name of his parents is there on the slide: George Carr Shaw and Lucinda Elizabeth Shaw, his father and his mother. His mother was a famous singer of her times. His mother got separated from his father and she shifted to London, and after her, George Bernard Shaw too shifted to London in 1876. He was not financially secure. He was actually poor. That is why it is said that he has written, or he has in some public speech, he once said that poverty is the root of all evils. Being poor is the root of all evils. So when he was not able to earn money, he started writing novels. George Bernard Shaw, it's very important to know that George Bernard Shaw actually tried to become a novelist first. That is why he tried writing novels. I have written it in the slide which is there in front of you. He tried writing novels, but he failed. And it's not like he tried writing he just wrote a single novel. He wrote not one, not two, not three, but 5 novels, right? But he failed. I mean, the publishers did not accept those novels. They didn't get published. And sometimes even he was not satisfied with the novels. And what he did, he joined Fabian Society in 1884. This Fabian Society was a socialist group. I hope, because almost all of you are from political science, you study political science as a subject, you understand this term socialist. I won't go into the detail of this word. So he joined that Fabian Society, and this joining Fabian Society was a kind of, it worked as a catalyst, as a positive catalyst in his career. During that time, he worked on book reviews, he worked on art, he reviewed art, he worked on music, he worked on theater criticism, and in 1895, he started Saturday Review and worked as its theater critic for some time, right? This is George Bernard Shaw for you people. The photo on this side, on left side, is, you can see George Bernard Shaw as a young man, not so young, in his middle age, maybe 40 or 45 years. And on this side, on the right side, on my right side, you can see another picture, that is GB Shah in old age, right? These are the two pictures which I downloaded from internet. And Radha, this is for you. You can go to the head of the department room in the Department of English, GDC Doda, and you can see that one of the students from the college, when I gave this task to the students of Degree College Doda, before I left for Chatru, I asked them to, to draw portraits of some famous uh, writers, poets, novelists, and dramatists. And one of the students has drawn this portrait of GB Shah. It's there in the Department of English at GDC Doda. So these are the two pictures, just for the sake of, so that you will get familiar with the face of this great playwright. About the playwright continues. When he failed as a novelist, he started writing plays. And the first plays were published under the volume. The name of that volume was Plays Unpleasant. Just see the name, Plays Unpleasant. I mean, Shah was so tough to understand sometimes. He was so satirical, so ironical. He used to make fun of several, traditions and conventions in our society. So even the title of this volume, Plays, you can see on the screen, Plays Unpleasant. So under this title, under this volume, 3 plays were published: Widowers' Houses, The Philanderer, and Mrs. Warren's Profession. These plays got published between 1892 to 1893. But these plays were not very successful. Although he got some publishers, these plays were staged. But the success came with the plays which are there on your slide: Arms and the Man, which is there, which is there in your syllabi, which we will discuss in the next lecture. Candida, again a very famous play by George Bernard Shaw. It is prescribed somewhere in English literature, at UG level. The Man of Destiny, and You Never Can Tell. These 4 plays were published under the title Plays Pleasant. Just see, first it was Plays Unpleasant, and the second volume, which got published between 1894 and 1897, the name of the volume is Plays Pleasant. First it was Plays Unpleasant, and now it's Plays Pleasant. The first successful play in Shaw's career was Arms and the Man. So you people are very lucky, because you are going to study Arms and the Man, which is the first successful play written by George Bernard Shaw. It got published in 1894. The dates which I mention here, the years which I mention here, they are actually the years of publication. They are not the years when these dramas, when these plays have been written. They are the years of publication. This has to be noted. Some of the major plays written by George Bernard Shaw. In the entire career, you can see on your screens, George Bernard Shaw wrote around 62 plays. Just imagine the amount of work he has left behind. The quantity of work, the quality as well, obviously. Most of his plays are very good. He has written around 62 plays. Actually, 62 is the exact number, but then, like we say, that we cannot be sure about numbers. And there is always scope for improvement. So that is why I have written the word around. Usually, when you check it from different sources, you will see that Shah has written around 60 plays. But I have written that he has written 62 plays and 5 unsuccessful novels. Like I mentioned in the previous slide, that he tried to write novels as well, but he failed. He could not, establish himself as a successful novelist. So I have written 5 unsuccessful novels. You can check the names of the I planned to write the names of the novels as well, but then I thought that it will be too lengthy for you people, because we are supposed to deal with the drama part only. Besides plays and novels, let me tell you that he has written some short stories, book reviews, articles, letters, etc. We will talk about those things in the next slide. Now, there's a list of these plays in front of you. This list is very important. Pygmalion. It got published in 1916. Pygmalion is a play which was there when I was a college student. This drama Pygmalion was there in our final year. Yes, in BA, BSc, BCom part third, we discussed this play Pygmalion, like you have this Arms and the Man. The second important play, Man and Superman, published in 1903. This is one of the masterpieces by George Bernard Shaw, one of the best plays written by him. If some of the students among you will go for post-graduation in English literature, this Man and Superman is mostly prescribed in the Indian universities. Another important play is Major Barbara. It was published in 1907. It got published in 1907. St. John is another play which got published in 1924. And there is one thing very important about St. John. In this play, there is a hell scene. Hell, heaven and hell. I'm talking about that hell. There's a hell scene. And you know, that hell scene in St. John got so famous that that hell scene was considered as a separate play by the audience, by the critics, by the lovers of English drama. And St. John used to be staged as a drama. It used to be staged. The hell scene used to be staged at various places, separately, just the hell scene from St. John's. So you should keep that in mind, that St. John was a very important play, and the hell scene in St. John, earned the reputation of a separate play. Then there is one more drama, that is Candida. It is based on a woman. The protagonist is Candida. Candid means frank, honest. So there is a woman who is quite honest, and there is a love triangle in this drama, Candida. It was also prescribed in English literature. I don't know whether these days this drama is taught in UG level. In our BA part second, it was there before we introduced this semester system in our colleges. One more play, The Devil's Disciple. It got published in 1901. And The Apple Cart. It's a very famous play, Apple Cart. It got published in 1930. This Pygmalion, if you have time, if anybody is interested to study GB Shaw and his ideas on education, his ideas on the haves and have-nots, his ideas on the middle class morality, I recommend this drama Pygmalion. It's a small play. It's not, the volume is not so big. It's not voluminous. It's a story of a girl, Eliza Doolittle, who sells flowers. And then there's a professor, Professor Higgins, and then there's a Colonel Pickering. He is professor's friend, and they have they just bet on this girl. And the colonel asks this professor to change this girl from a flower girl to a to a complete English woman, to change her into a perfect English woman. And then they experiment on this girl, and she gets changed uh, after some time. And then there are lots of issues. I mean that this play is recommended for you people if you want to study GB Shaw's ideas on education, his ideas on morality, the concept of middle class morality, and other smaller issues. So these are some of the major plays. Like I told you that there are more than 60 plays written by him. I have given you just these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 plays. Then the last slide, some facts about Shaw. He was a dramatist that we have proved in the preceding slides. He was a public speaker. I wanted to share, or I will in the next lecture, I will share some links with you. You can find some of his speeches on the YouTube as well. GB Shah was a very good speaker. His voice was, it was very good. I mean, काफी भारी आवाज हुआ करती थी जीबी शाह की. You can check check for those some audios. Maybe there are, I'm not sure whether videos are there or not, but I have listened to some of his speeches. He was a very good public speaker, a very good orator, uh, an expert in extempore, an expert in impromptu. He was a journalist. He was a novelist. We have already talked about it. And he was a photographer as well. And he despised these awards. He didn't love, being awarded. And when he was awarded Nobel Prize in 1925, this is for your information that George Bernard Shaw was awarded Nobel Prize in 1925. And he was not ready to accept the award. His wife, see, this is a very interesting fact. His wife, I'm not sure whether it is true, whether it is, correct or not, but maybe it's just a kind of a narrative which has no base. But then it is written that he was not ready to accept the award, but then his wife told him that if he receives that Nobel Prize, it will be a kind of encouragement for the whole Ireland. So he should accept this award for the Irish people. So then he went there and received that Nobel Prize, and he announced that the money he got from Nobel Prize, it should be used somewhere for the betterment of humanity. One thing very important about GB Shaw is that he is the co-founder of the London School of Economics. It's a famous institution in London School of Economics. One of the co-founders was GB Shaw, along with Graham Wallis, Beatrice, and Sidney Webb. And this London School of Economics was established in the year 1895. He died on 2nd November 1950. He died on 2nd November 1950 at the age of 94 years. And the story is very interesting. At the age of 94 years, GB Shaw was so active that he took a ladder and he climbed that ladder, and he wanted to trim the branches of his apple tree. And while trimming the branches of that apple tree, he fell down from the ladder. He got fatally injured, and then he died because of that at the age of 94 years. Just imagine, we people are young. We do not have the energy of, climbing the ladders, trimming the branches of the tree. At 94, Shah was so energetic and so, versatile, and so, so jovial, and such a kind of personality. He wrote the screenplay for Pygmalion. Pygmalion is written by him, and he wrote the screenplay for the movie Pygmalion because it was adapted by Hollywood. He wrote the screenplay, and it's very interesting to know that he got Oscar award for screenplay for Pygmalion in 1938. Oscar is also called as Academy Award. So George Bernard Shaw is the only person who has received both Nobel Prize and Oscar. This is a general knowledge question. right? Like I have written in the last line, Nobel Prize in 1925. He got Nobel Prize in 1925 and Oscar for screenplay for Pygmalion in 1938. So he's the only person who has received these two awards, which are of high literary merit. And Nobel Prize is obviously the biggest and the most prestigious award of the world. Right. So this is something about George Bernard Shaw. I repeat, we discussed George Bernard Shaw, his birth, his parents, his work. Then we saw these two pics of George Bernard Shaw, and then the first plays written by him, the first successful plays, the first successful play, The Arms and the Man, in 1894. Then we uh, saw this major plays, the list of the major plays, and then we discussed some facts about Shaw. We talked about his death. We talked about his interest in education, where he co-founded the London School of Economics, his getting Nobel Prize, his getting Oscar, his dying while trimming a tree. So this is all about George Bernard Shaw. I hope you people will stay safe. You people will stay healthy. God bless you all. Thank you for watching this. We will come up with the part 3 of this series drama within a few days. Now, if you have any question, you can ask. Thank you.